right, y'all, this is our take. This is Mark, the moderator.
Thanks, Dom. The game is the game always.
Maybe the process of the beautiful things, June 11th.
All right, so we're going to keep this conversation going because there's another layer to this conversation that I really want to have. And I think Avery said it, and the word is bothersome. Black people must comply when approached by cops. And I'm not even going to talk about this shooting per se. What I'm going to bring up is the fact that cops run up on us and feel that they have this right to want to arrest us, and we are supposed to bow down to them. We are supposed to comply when half the time we don't even know what the fuck is going on. They've run up on us and are ready to put us in handcuffs as if this is something that is second nature, that we are supposed to be like, okay, no problem. No. How do you feel about this privilege that officers have that think that you are supposed to allow them to put you in handcuffs?
It's horrible, right? And there's a video. I think I told you guys about this. There's a video of a guy on YouTube who deals with cops all the time. He gets pulled over all the time, and he simply says, "I do not answer questions," and the cops leave him alone 9 times out of 10. And somebody posted this video on somebody's page, and they was like, "Yeah, he can do that because of the color of his skin." Because it's one thing to know your rights. We should all know our rights. But when you know your rights as a black man, a black woman, a black child, cops feel as if somehow you're challenging their authority by knowing what it is that you're supposed to know, that I don't have to answer any questions. Unless you suspect me of committing a felony, I do not have to stand here. Am I being detained? No, I am not. It sucks that cops feel like that. And I'm sorry, just to go back to Avery's earlier point about this won't change. This will change with something that Dick Gregory said. All these cops need to be individually insured. You need to be able to do away with qualified immunity and go after these cops' actual pension and their actual money. You're going to think twice about shooting somebody. Do you love feeding your family, or do you hate black people that much? I think that would actually make a difference. Will that ever happen? You got a better. Now you got a real thing right there. I don't think that will ever happen, but that's a way you could definitely change it.
Let me just add something real quick, because I just looked it up. It was one shot. She hit him with one shot in the chest.
She hit him with one shot. How many times did she fire?
She fired once. That's far what I read, that it was one shot.
If she fired once, I'm telling you, they're gonna say that she thought it was her taser, because tasers only fire once. I'm telling you, that's exactly what they're gonna say.
I have no faith that this lady's gonna get prosecuted. Zero. She quit.
She retired.
But she resigned. Yes, exactly.
To keep her pension.
No, hold on. It's funny because when you say that, I heard reports that she was fired, and they're saying that she resigned. I don't know which one. So the mayor said that he fired the chief, fired the officer.
Oh, that's what he said?
That's what he said.
Because he said he didn't accept her resignation.
Right. That's right. That's why he said in turn for the betterment of the city that they were both terminated. So, but again, it's being said.
And I don't know how that works with. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, me either.
I'm gonna tell you how it works, Banks. If you have an elected official or official of that institution or that houses that pension or whatever it is, even if I terminate you, I can still sign off that you get your pension.
Right. See, so
there's a lot of that. So on the face of it, if I resign, I keep my pension. I didn't quit. You didn't fire me. But on the back end of it, there's special,
she can still get her pension even though she's fired.
They can make a consideration. Like,
they gonna make it work.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
But let's get back to the conversation about complying, because I've seen countless videos of how we are supposed to be submissive when cops approach you, and that you are just like, listen, let me bring it up. The Army lieutenant who had both his hands up, he didn't want to get out his car. He kept asking questions. He didn't want to be arrested because he didn't understand why he was being arrested. And the officers, you see how they handled that situation. I'll say it again. People got to understand, Nobody wants to be arrested. We've seen white people fight officers to avoid themselves from getting arrested. They don't get shot. They don't get the outcome is totally different. That's a problem.
Well, here's the thing though. So the rule of compliance is rooted in racism. Period. Like that's a fact. Like the rule of complying is slavery. What did you want your slave to do? Comply. When you surrendered in war, what did you want the other side to do? Comply. It's rooted in that. So what do? They put it in legal terms. They put it in policing terms. Overseer terms is comply. So I don't like the word in itself has very racist and
Context.
subliminal.
Racist
Subliminal.
context. That's what it is.
Context to it. Very.
I don't think there's anything subliminal about.
No, what I'm saying is that because we're smart, we're educated, we know that there's nothing subliminal. But take a look at, and I'm gonna put it out there. Take a look at private schools. What do they have to sign? Compliance agreement.
Protocols, right.
That's what they have to sign, right? So if you take a look at just how it's worked systematically with the word being thrown out there, they use that. I had an issue with my son at his school, and the vice president of student affairs was like, "You need to be compliant," and I had to check them too. I ain't gonna put the school out there, but I had to check them about that too. You don't use that word compliant nowadays because that means something totally different to Black folks who understand what that means.
Especially when officers approach you and they approach you on some aggression shit that then turn around and first thing that they want to do is handcuff you without having any kind of conversation. And then what they want you to do is shut up, don't talk back. You have no rights. When, just like you were saying, when they're violating your rights, you have rights at the end of the day. You have rights.
And we all gotta decide what are we saying? Nah, my civil right is you can't just come put cuffs on me without me knowing what you're putting cuffs on me for.
Again, as a member of the military, I'm going to tell you this. I want to say I've had many interactions with officers, many interactions. 99.9% of those interactions, I had one where it didn't necessarily work. Probably 98% of those interactions, I pull out my military ID. Yo, all right, fam. Yo, listen, you speeding a little bit, slow it down. Don't do anything, whatever. This was a second lieutenant, which is an officer, a superior, in full uniform. And he would listen to what the cop said to him. You're getting ready to ride the lightning, son. Who are you talking to? You're talking to a grown man and calling him son. Secondly, the man said to you, I can't lie to you. I'm kind of scared to get out of my car right now. He said, yeah, you should be. What am I supposed to do in this situation?
So what are you gonna do with that? I'm not getting out, man. I'm
telling you, I'm scared to get out of the car.
You affirmed everything I said. You like
exactly.
Yo.
And you know the sad part about that thing with the officer. With the army lieutenant. White people are gonna be more upset that his dog was in the back choking than what they did to that black man.
But let's go. But see, here's the thing, y'all. And when and I think we said it earlier in the previous segment. For some reason, we look at the victim and we question his actions. Yo, I've yet to question that young man's actions because I wasn't in his head, but he had 4 officers around him that was being aggressive with him, and I know the fear that we have. And like Banks, you said it. We're not trained to deal with this bullshit. We're not trained to automatically to just give up our liberties just like that. Even if I had a warrant, at the end of the day, you don't have to go down that road. Y'all got 4 of y'all here, you grabbing up on me, you doing all this stuff. Slow down, man. Because you don't have to do all of this, but they're not trying to hear that because they want you to get on your knees and they want you to be docile and they want you to be submissive. And that is a major problem, y'all. Major.
Well, like Avery said, even further, what Avery said about compliance, the precursor of the modern police force were slave catchers. So this entire institution is indoctrinated with racism. You have racist beginnings, and even further than that, we are all the four of us, I'm gonna say moderately
us.
successful.
Somebody else here?
Well, you know what I'm saying. I mean, in general,
Oh,
we're
okay.
all moderately successful. Some more than others. Mark, you drive a very nice car. Sometimes,
Come on,
no,
man.
no,
Really
no,
gonna
no.
do that?
Listen,
Really gonna do that, man?
I'm just trying to make a general point. Is that as black men, we see those blue and red lights come on behind us. Your heart skips a beat for a second.
Yo,
Your
listen,
heart
man.
skips a beat for a second in any situation,
Word.
and
Hold up.
anything can happen in any situation. They can pull
Word.
you over and say, "What? I just don't think you should be driving this car. How you make so much money that you get to drive this car?"
Banks. I got a better one for you because we always put it to driving. Yo, walking while black is just as scary, kid. Yo, there's some restaurants which you walk in. Yo, you get cops walking behind you. You don't know. You are walking towards cops. You don't know what's going to flip off in these dudes' heads, man. Yo, let's be real. They ain't just driving. It is just, yo, the hardest job to have is being black. And people don't even realize that that job is 24 hours, 7 days a week, every single day, kid. It's hard being black, man. And then everybody wanna talk about, oh, y'all are always crying and whining. Yo, dog, until you walk in these shoes, kid, y'all have no idea what it is.
Right.
You have no clue what it is, man. It ain't just driving.
Oh man.
Come on.
And I found that the funniest thing is that, you know, when we start talking about the victim being the black man of God, we always put his resume on Front Street about what he did when he was young or whatever. And yo, you notice that there's a common theme that later on down the line, all these cases, you find out, yo, a lot of these cops, yo, they had mad civil liberties cases open against them. They have that, and nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. So I just feel like, yo, man, like until we get to the, I just want to just touch on what you said earlier, Mark, about it's not that I'm desensitized that I don't acknowledge it. It's I'm desensitized that I'm not. If I wake up tomorrow morning and you tell me, yo, another brother got shot, I'm gonna be like, and this is what's happening. This is not gonna stop. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen. I totally understand, but the reason why I say we don't need to get desensitized is because I'm about to make a statement. We don't know the day that this might hit one of our backyards. Follow what I'm saying to you? And I can't imagine you being desensitized if I call you and say, yo, my son, my daughter just got. You follow what I'm saying to you? Right. Yo, it is a distance from us, but I look at it as if it's us. Yeah. That's why it hurts. That's why it's painful, because I don't want to get that phone call from one of y'all. I'm not going to be desensitized to it. I can't. You know, yo, it hits home because it's every single time it happens, it hits home, man. And
definitely.
Yes,
man.
Man.
Sorry.
No. The only thing that I'm saying is this, man. This society, this KKK America wants us to be that way. They want us to lump it. That's why even now when you hear about reparations and slavery, they want to wipe it off the table as if it never happened. They want us to be desensitized, y'all. We can't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen.
Nah, again, Mark, we've had this discussion several times about desensitized, right? I think I understand everything you're saying, and I completely agree with you. God forbid, and y'all know my religious thing, God forbid this ever happens to any one of us or any one of our families or anything like that. When we say desensitized, it's a human condition. You cannot get away from it. If you see a murder every day, the first one is going to shock you. The second one, not so much. The 10th one is not going to hit you the same way the first one is. And that's really where we're at. It's not like I've been posting about it. It hurts, but it also doesn't hit me the same as the first one I saw. It's just part of your mind.
Well, Banks, for me, it still hits me the same, kid. It still hits home. It still bothers me. I can't, because I know the impact of if I feel that way, I know what it does, because that's why I'm watching the George Floyd case. I want to be in the know. I want to be able to be entrenched in this, because I can't turn it off. I can't turn away. Yo, at the end of the day, they look like us. And I pray for the day when it does stop. But I got to keep praying for that day. But I cannot turn off. I can't turn away. I got to stay entrenched in. But that's me, y'all. That's just how I am. I just can't,
And
man. And that's why Black Lives Matter.
And real quick, it's like nobody's immune, man. You know, Mark, you got a gang of tattoos. I got a gang of tattoos. Avery has none, or Avery has like one or two, and he wears a suit to work. He wears a suit to work, is what I'm saying. And you still in fear of your life, no matter what you're wearing, because the one thing you can't take off is
my
this.
Skin. It's my
You can't
skin.
take this off, and that's the weapon.
It
It doesn't matter what you dress it up in a suit. You got on a hoodie. It doesn't matter.
And Banks, real quick, we got to end this segment. But what you just said is the weapon part. Because if you notice something in most of these incidents, the officers have their gun out right off the rip. Before they know what's going on, before they know what you're doing, they have their gun out. They're protecting themselves for whatever reason without having a cause. It's different if you have a cause. They don't even have a cause just because we're black.
Keep the training. Keep the training and the keywords that get said immediately. Stop resisting. They start saying that as soon as something goes down, and stop resisting.
Yep.
I felt the fear of my life.
And most of the tickets and most of the charges you always see resisting arrest. That's what they love to fall on, as resisting arrest. And no, hold on, man. But that's this system. And hopefully with initiatives that are being taken by the new president, that things are going to change down the road. It might take some time, but we hope it does. And y'all, on that note, this is our take. Rest in peace.
Asian community, we need y'all, man. We need some allies, man. Y'all want us to be allies? We need y'all to be allies with us as well.
Wow. Real talk. All right, y'all.